Yeah, hi there, Medard. This is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the seven-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And in your situation, you've been studying at my course now for a few months, and we need to get to the bottom of your pronunciation problems. I want to help you as much as I can, and that's really your biggest struggle right now. If I remember correctly, you have very good organization, I think, with your speaking tasks. You typically have really no trouble at all supporting your ideas with details, and you have good control, I think, of your language use. You really do. Your grammar vocabulary is quite strong, but it's because of your accent, and your first language is kind of creeping into the second language, English, at least the pronunciation patterns, and is simply difficult to understand what you're saying. So what you're going to do right now is I asked you a question, I think yesterday or the day before, is what are you doing each day when you're practicing the language, especially with your speaking and your pronunciation?
Good morning, Michael Bogoff. I would like to give you some information about my routine, my daily routine, as you requested.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
First of all, let me tell you that I am French speaking from one country, which is French speaking country in West Africa. But right now I'm living in an Anglophone country named Sierra Leone off Atlantic coast in West Africa.
I gotcha. So your first language is French.
But my major problem here is that the English they are speaking here is not good English. They call it Creole.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, Creole. So Creole kind of means the vocabulary and the grammar is going to be different from the vocabulary and the grammar that we use here in the United States, right? Okay. But that's not a major problem. Remember that we have the internet. And on the internet, for example, YouTube, you can watch news, you can go to CNN, you can get regular contact with the spoken language every day, right? As long as you have the internet, you can do that.
Which is English mixed up with local language. So it's difficult for me to learn English from what I'm listening in strict and...
Yeah, that's going to be tough. So you're kind of saying that your comprehensive input, what's going into your mind, is not standard English, and that's going to make it difficult. But remember, when you're writing, I've read your essays. Your essays, you have very strong, I think, development, and you have good grammar. Your vocabulary is strong. So you don't have a lot of grammatical errors, but what you're saying is what's really difficult for you is the pronunciation. How they pronounce the words of English are very different from how we pronounce them here.
In daily life. The only thing I do is to listen to BBC, to NPR through internet when I'm in office.
Yeah, that's good. NPR, National Public Radio, that gives you some really good exposure to academic English.
Every morning when I come to my office, the first thing I do is to go to my account, the TOEFL account that I have with you.
All right.
To perform my exercises. I first record the speaking,
yes,
and then I go to one writing exercise.
Yeah, that's right. I'm always every day you're doing something. Either you're doing a writing practice test or a speaking practice test.
Activity is not too slow. So thereafter I can put on NPR.
Yeah.
And listen to NPR if the connectivity allowed me, or I can put a BBC on a small radio I have on my phone. So
yeah,
these are the
way
the methods I use to learn my English. So practicing, I'm not practicing a lot because at home I speak my national language with my family, my wife and my kids. And the environment, my neighbor, flatmate, they don't speak good English as I said earlier. So these are the major problem I'm facing in Sierra Leone. but I don't have enough means to get access to some of international channels such as CNN, BBC, and CCTV, and listen every day. So I'm so limited on this area.
Yeah, if you can get a little bit more access to like CNN.com, something like that, where you can watch news videos and things, that would be a good thing if you could. Even watching movies, I don't know if you can do this. If you watch movies with your family, you can watch them in English with French subtitles. And you concentrate more on the spoken language, but your family also enjoys the movie because they can read and see what's being said, even though they may not understand what's being said in English.
About percentage practicing, let me say, maybe 25% of speaking every day in a work environment. So I don't know if you have further suggestion to give to me. That will be very helpful for me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for your comments. The more information you give me, the better I can help you and make recommendations. One thing you didn't mention, I think might be a good idea, is because you don't really have native speakers around there to do this with, ideally, Medard, this would be a great thing. If you could get like a newspaper in English, and you could read the newspaper with a native speaker. You read the newspaper out loud, and then the native speaker will correct the pronunciation problems that you're having. And but you can't really do that, I think, based on your own situation of where you live in Sierra Leone. But maybe one thing you could do is this, is in the pronunciation area of my course, you'll notice at the end of every video there is a paragraph. And in these pronunciation videos, the videos are captioned, which means you can read everything with me out loud. I think if you could do that, you didn't mention that you did that, but if you could do that for about 15 minutes a day, where you're reading with me in the pronunciation area of my course as I go through those videos. You already know what's in the videos. You probably have seen them many times. But the purpose here is to do what's called tracking. Tracking means that you try to read with me at the same pace, with the same rhythm, with the same tone. So that might help improve your intelligibility a little bit more. So you might consider doing that as well. So, all right. But anyway, you're a hard worker. You've done a great job so far. And maybe one other suggestion too, you didn't mention that you did this, is if possible, once a day, go to YouTube, put on your headphones, and then listen to a music video. Watch a song, or listen to a song, and make sure that you can see the words to the song in the video. And I want you to play that video 3 or 4 times, and then practice singing with the native speaker. That can also help you on your tone and your phrasing and your rhythm a little bit. So you didn't mention that you did that, and if you could do that, I think that might be beneficial. All right, Medard, anyway, thank you very much, sir. So after this particular video, I've come up with maybe 2 suggestions of things I'd like you to try out, and then you can talk to me next week about how they work. So the one is reading out loud with me in some of my pronunciation videos, especially with those academic reading passages at the end of each video. And the second thing I suggested is to go to YouTube, put on your headphones, and sing the song with the singer. And try to do that several times until you feel comfortable with all of the words, the grammar, and the pronunciation of everything in the song. All right, so anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for your comments, and keep up the good work.